Good afternoon. It's Tuesday, February the 9th. My name is Shay Koshi, and here's what's making news. Today at 6:48 a.m., reports came in of a train crashing in the southeastern corner of Germany near Bad Aibling. Rescue teams are on site, and at least 10 people have been declared dead, while 80 others were injured. Transport Minister Alexander Dobrindt said that this head-on collision was one of the biggest train accidents in the last few years. Police declined to comment on the cause of the crash. Chancellor Angela Merkel sent her condolences to families of the victims. As American voters cast their votes in the New Hampshire primary today, Republican frontrunner candidate Donald Trump hopes to put his Iowa humiliation behind him. Marco Rubio, who seemed to have a strong lead last week, needs to hope the ground doesn't give way as he aims for the top spot in the Republican Party. On the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders is looking to take a lead over his party frontrunner Hillary Clinton. Results will be announced today. Skedline.com has been following the Jian Ghomeshi trial since it began last week. Skedline reporter Ryan Swain is at Old City Hall with day 6 of the update. Ryan?
Thanks, Shay. I'm here at Old City Hall on day 6 of the Jian Ghomeshi trial. The day started out with the Crown wanting to call on the 4th witness. The defense felt there was corroboration with evidence and with Lucy Descoutures prior to releasing statements. The Crown felt the witness could help with those allegations of collusion. Judge Horkins has allowed the Crown to call on the witness, but is aware of the dangerous nature and consistency of new evidence from the witness. Court is adjourned till 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. In that time, the defense and Crown will agree on proper statements going forward. Be sure to check Skedline on Twitter for all your latest updates. I'm Ryan Swain for skedline.com. Now back to Shay Koshi in the newsroom.
Thanks, Ryan. It has been 3 years since the sudden disappearance of Tim Bosma after he went to test drive a truck. Today, the case continues as the Hamilton court is expected to hear the testimony of an expert witness. The witness will be talking about how his cell phone records helped police investigate Bosma's disappearance. The 2 men accused of killing Bosma, Millard of Toronto and Mark Schmidt of Oakville, will both plead not guilty to first-degree murder. A man in his 20s has been arrested in connection to the double stabbing that occurred on Sunday in Richmond Hill. Police stated that there was an altercation between 2 groups of people, which later led to 2 men getting stabbed. One of the men, a 22-year-old Gian Chialucci, died from his injuries, while a second man is expected to survive despite his severe injuries. Nick Bagzad was arrested without incident and is facing a charge for second-degree murder and an attempted murder charge. Now we head over to Sabrina, who has the latest in sports.
Thanks, Shay. Big news out of Leafland today as a blockbuster trade was announced. The Ottawa Senators acquired Toronto Maple Leaf captain Dion Phaneuf. 9 players were involved in the trade. No salaries will be retained by either teams. Phaneuf was traded from the Calgary Flames in 2010 and has been the Leafs captain for 5 years. For more information about the trade, head to skedline.com. The Toronto Blue Jays agreed to a 2-year deal with third baseman Josh Donaldson. The American League MVP agreed to a $29 million deal Monday night. Donaldson earned $4.3 million last year, so this is quite the pay raise. The Jays would have faced arbitration if they didn't make the deal by February 15th. The Toronto Raptors won 103-89 over the Detroit Pistons last night. Andre Drummond made a shot from 80 feet at the end of the 3rd quarter. The Raptors entered the 4th with a 5-point advantage. Kyle Lowry helped turn the game around with a 3-point play. This game was the Raptors' 14th win in their last 15 games. Toronto will host this year's NBA All-Star Weekend. Our Skedline reporters have a preview of what we can expect.
We are live here at the ACC where the NBA All-Star Weekend is about to take place here in downtown Toronto. The first time it's being held outside the United States of America. And hotels are selling out their rooms, and also the NBA weekend begins here this coming Friday with an NBA All-Star Rising Stars game right behind me. The ACC also, the Ricoh Coliseum at the exhibition place will play host to events such as the NBA Slam Dunk Competition and the NBA Celebrity Game, headlined by Milos Raonic for Team Canada and Jason Sudeikis for Team USA. So right behind me will be the NBA All-Star Game main event at Sunday at 8 p.m. and Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan of the Toronto Raptors will be playing for the East versus the West. Also, Kobe Bryant playing his last All-Star game here in the city. He is set to retire this season. For more on the NBA All-Star and any sports news, stay tuned on skedline.com. That's it for the latest here at the ACC. Now back to the studio.
The Winnipeg Jets signed Dustin Byfuglien to a 5-year, $38 million extension. Byfuglien leads the team in shots, penalty minutes, and ice time this season. The deal makes Byfuglien the third highest paid defenseman. Byfuglien says that he is excited to continue to call Winnipeg his home. Now for a roundup of last night's NHL games. The Ottawa Senators beat Tampa Bay Lightning 5-1, with Mark Stone scoring both goals in the second period. The Pittsburgh Penguins won 6-2 over the Anaheim Ducks. Sidney Crosby played a great game, scoring 2 goals and earning 4 points for the Penguins. The Detroit Red Wings beat the Florida Panthers 3-0 last night. The game was scoreless during the first 2 periods, with the Red Wings scoring all 3 goals in the third. The New York Rangers won 2-1 over the New Jersey Devils. JT Miller scored his 9th goal over the last 10 games, helping the Rangers get their 3rd straight win. Tonight, the Toronto Maple Leafs gear up to play Calgary Flames. The Leafs are missing Tyler Bozak, Joffrey Lupul, and Sean Matthias. Due to this afternoon's trade, Dion Phaneuf will no longer be playing tonight. The game is set for 9 p.m. in Calgary. Turning back to basketball, the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Sacramento Kings 120-100. Kyrie Irving had a game-high 32 points, leading Cleveland to their win. The Indiana Pacers edged out a victory of 89-87 over the Los Angeles Lakers. Paul George had 21 points to ruin Kobe Bryant's last game in Indiana. Orlando Magic won 117-110 against the Atlanta Hawks. Al Horford led the Hawks with 27 points. For more updates and scores of last night's games, visit skedline.com. Now over to Arena Reed with entertainment news.
Thanks, Sabrina. Now for your entertainment headlines. Kate Middleton sat down with school children to help promote the awareness of children's mental health. The Duchess of Cambridge is working with children's mental health organization, Place to Be, in order to spread the word. The video was released on the Kensington Palace Twitter page yesterday, which marked the beginning of Children's Mental Health Week. This comes after Place to Be published a survey of the National Association of Head Teachers showing that 2/3 of primary school in England are not equipped with a counselor. Hugh Jackman has yet another skin cancer growth removed. The X-Men star posted a picture to his Twitter page yesterday showing a bandage across his nose. He urges followers to take cancer serious, wear sunscreen, and get regular checkups. Basal cell carcinoma is the most common form of skin cancer. This is the actor's 5th cancer treatment since 2013. As Special Beatles fans could literally own a piece of John Lennon as a U.S. auction prepares to sell what they have authenticated as a piece of the singer's hair. Lennon's hair was snipped and saved in 1966 by a hairdresser in Germany. Heritage Auction will sell the clump of hair on February 20th in Dallas, Texas. Samantha Bee hosted her first episode of her late-night comedy show, Full Frontal. The former late-night show correspondent joined the boys as the only female on late-night TV. During her first episode, she took jabs at presidential candidate Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. Her show will run for half an hour on TBS. Dave Chappelle is back in Toronto for the first time since 2012. The comedian will be live at the Danforth Music Hall February 9th to 13th. Tickets for the show have since been sold out, leaving many fans turning to secondary sites for tickets. The first show will start at 7 p.m. tonight with another at 10 p.m. Beyoncé could potentially be banned from Toronto. Toronto Councillor Jim Karagiannis of Ward 39 called for Beyoncé to be investigated. This comes after the releasing of her Formation video and her halftime show performance at the Super Bowl, which many call pro-Black Panther and anti-police. She's set to perform in Edmonton on May 20th and in Toronto on May 25th at the Rogers Centre, during her North American leg of the Formation tour. That is it for entertainment. Now back to Shay.
Thanks, Ro. A group of anti-poverty activists have taken City Hall bake sale this morning, trying to bring in some revenue to help aid the city's anti-poverty initiatives. Their idea behind it was to raise awareness surrounding the level of anti-poverty funding in the city budget and to make sure that the City Council does something in their job to combat this issue. The 2016 proposed budget includes adding $6 million to help start up the city's poverty reduction strategy. Activists say that figure needs to be higher. Metrolinx is looking to boost the amount of people that take the Union Pearson Express. What was initially made for the business class hasn't met the predicted ridership. Councillor Josh Matlow says that it's shameful that Toronto had waited this long for an airport transit only to deal with overpriced rapid transit. The airport train currently costs $27.50, $19 for Presto users, and takes up to 25 minutes to get from airport to downtown. The Toronto Zoo is letting the public choose names for the 4-month-old twin pandas in the light of Chinese New Year. The zoo released 7 pairs of names for the male and female cubs in a poll that runs until the end of 28th of February. The zoo will then announce the winning set of names on March 7th, and later that month will present the cubs to the public. We head over to Luke Alexander with BizTech News.
Thanks, Shay. The White House has released an ambitious spending plan of $4.1 trillion for the 2017 fiscal year. Most of this is mandatory spending for social programs. However, it's also for allocating spending for cancer treatment, drug treatment, and cybersecurity. The document is mostly political and is expected to be outright rejected by the Republican Party, who control the Congress. House Speaker and Republican Paul Ryan condemned the proposal, saying it wasn't so much a budget than it was a manual for growing American debt. Global stock markets continue to slide in the avalanche set off by an unruly Asian market and falling oil prices. Tokyo's major stock index plunged by 5.4% yesterday. S&P fell by 0.9%, while Nasdaq dropped by 1.4%. It seems clothing chains in Ontario aren't faring much better. Nearly 1,300 employees are at risk of losing their jobs if Danier Leather can't find a buyer for the leather goods chain. Danier says if they can't find a buyer by February 22nd, it will be forced to liquidate store inventory and close store and distribution centers. This comes after its sales fell by 6.6% to $70 million. On a similar front, Goodwill Toronto has come to financial standstill after filing for bankruptcy protection yesterday. The filing comes after last month's closure of 16 stores and 10 donation centers. The Toronto branch owes former employees and other creditors $6 million, but only has assets totaling $800,000. Now, Goodwill International has moved to distance itself from the Toronto branch by revoking their ability to use the Goodwill brand, including the name. Today marks Safer Internet Day. Recent studies have been conducted that found that 1 in 4 teenagers have suffered online abuse, while a UK study found that 3/4 of children between 10 and 12 have social media accounts, despite a ban by the UK for those under 13. Security experts warn of the importance of using strong passwords and being careful of private information put online. The day exists to raise awareness of good online security practice. That's all for business and tech. Now back to the newsroom.
Thanks, Luke. Now we go over to Tina Nigovanovic with the weather update.
Thanks, Shay. Now for your 5-day forecast. This week we'll be hitting temperatures below 0. Today we've seen cloudy skies and the temperature could be hitting a possible low of -4. Tomorrow the cloudy skies will remain and we might see flurries towards the evening with temperatures of -4 and -13. On Thursday, we'll be seeing some partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of flurries, with temperatures of -7 and -11. If you're planning on doing any outdoor activities this weekend, make sure to bundle up because it's going to be a cold one. On Friday and Saturday, temperatures are expected to be as low as -22 for both days. Let's head outside for an update. What does it look like out there, Johanna?
Thanks, Tina. It's 2 degrees outside right now, and there's about a 60% chance of precipitation today. We're going to talk to students to see if they know about the fierce weather conditions that are coming up this weekend. Were you aware that the weather was going to be -22 this weekend?
No, I wasn't. I'm kind of surprised because of this beautiful spring weather we've been getting.
Yes, I heard that. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I'm going to go out this weekend. So yeah, it's probably going to be an indoor weekend for me.
Are you aware that it's going to be -22 this weekend?
What? No, not at all. I thought this was California weather. Where are we right now? Well, my boyfriend and I were actually planning on coming downtown to do stuff on Valentine's Day, but instead we're actually just going to like hide in his house because it's going to be cold.
Make sure if you're going on a Valentine's Day date this weekend that you bundle up. That means hats, mitts, scarves, and boots. Back to the studio with Shay.
Thanks, Johanna. Well, that's all for today. I'm Shay Koshi. Thanks for watching.